Easy going, world. Welcome back to NOMADAEUS. The name I chose is thaddaeus, Enkutatash, which means Happy New Year, and Amharic. I'm here, Little Ethiopia, for the Ethiopian New Year. Some of you may or may not know, it's my first video here in Los Angeles, where I'm born and raised. Little Ethiopia is based in Los Angeles, and we're celebrating Enkutatash, which means the gift of jewels in Amharic. Enkutatash is usually celebrated by going to church and then following with the family meal. So I decided to go to church right here on NOMADAEUS. We celebrate in Ethiopia. We go by the Coptic calendar, which is technically 7 years different from the calendar today. So here is 2023, and Ethiopia is 2016 right now. Enkutatash happens after a long rainy season at the end of Pagume, which is our 13th month, because in Ethiopia we're known for our 13 months of sunshine. So today, because we're prideful about our country, we love our people, we love our land, I'm going to be asking people, is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people? It's not about what I think, it's about what you think. Make sure to drop a like in the video right now, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure to comment exactly what you're thinking. Alright y'all, let's see what the people got to say. Number? Welcome. All right, so what's your name? Where are you from? And how old are you?
My name is Lil Teferi. I was born in Los Angeles. My ethnicity is Ethiopian, and yeah, I'm doing good.
All right, so what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Helena Yele. I am from the Bay, but ethnically I am Ethiopian.
Is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people?
I feel like the pride for Ethiopia as our nation is really productive.
Welcome from the Bay, out here in Los Angeles. All right, so is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people?
I'd say having pride in your nationality is always good to have, especially when you look at people in comparison who have been stripped from their history and culture. Like, they have no means of being able to connect back to where they're from. And so they have to result into just making things of their own.
Because we're able to have these celebrations like Little Ethiopia, Themkets, ESFNA every year. And yeah, I feel like it's really productive because we're all able to come together and have a good time together. So yeah.
I love that. And we're able to do a little skusta, you know what I mean?
I can't do that myself, but I don't know how to do it.
Just do a little bit with me. Hey, got the productive pride right here.
Luckily, we have a history that is one of the oldest recorded in time, you know? And so that's something definitely to be prideful about. Where it becomes an issue is when you are using your pride to justify you belittling somebody else for wherever they're from or because of their tribe, and you find those set of people inferior to you because of that pride. That's when it becomes a nationalism, and that's when you really start butting heads. But I think that at the end of the day, you could tell just by the way that people come together. You know, we have our adversities, but at the end of the day, we are united with the understanding that we are coming from the same country, regardless of how it was split. You know, Abyssinia, totally. And then we reach Ethiopia, then we reach Djibouti, all of that.
All coming from Africa.
Exactly. And so to be able to appreciate each other's similarities while also appreciating its differences, you know, because nothing in life is good if everything is uniform, you know?
show. We got a two-timer here. Ran back into my boy Tommy here in LA. Again, introduce yourself and where are you from?
Hey man, back-to-back interviews, man. I like it. My name is Thomas. It's not Tommy actually. My name is Thomas, and I live in LA. I grew up in LA.
My bad, Thomas. What's your YouTube again?
My YouTube is called Travel Habesha.
We got a special guest right here. What's your name and where are you from?
Mickey, LA, Ethiopia originally.
And what do you do, bro?
Content creator. I'm in IT. I do a bunch of shit.
Want to shout yourself out real quick?
Myself?
Yeah, shout yourself out.
Shout out to me.
What you do? What's your page?
My page.
Yeah.
My social. Mikey Amari, MIKEYAMARE. Podcast, Guns Up Club, at the Guns Up Club. And another podcast, Kalbakal Podcast.
There you go. Yeah. All right, so is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people?
It could be both. It's good to be prideful, so it's good to represent. When you do something, it's good to represent your country. But sometimes we can get too prideful from the past, and then we get stuck in the past. It's like, yo, what are you going to do? Like, if you're too prideful and be like, sometimes pride can turn to ego, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, like, oh, I could be like this. We're too good to be this, so that could be counterproductive to some people. But it all depends on who the person is. Totally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's how we handle our pride, right?
Absolutely.
Very productive, bro. Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you gotta be pride, bro. Like, it's your culture, it's your tradition, you know. And you gotta recognize where you come from. You gotta accept it, embrace it. So that's why it's a pride for me. Exactly.
Thank you, man. I hear you. I was thinking. I feel like pride is a double-sided coin. You got to know how to use it. You got to be prideful, but you also got to be humble. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much, man. Much love and respect.
You already know, man. Shout out to you, man.
So I'm the type of person. Yeah, I love to be Ethiopian, but I've gotten to the point when people ask where I'm from, I just tell them I'm African. Because I want to bring the unity. Yeah. I don't want them to look at me and be like, I'm different than the rest of us.
Yeah, I say this as well. Like, if you're Ethiopian, you ain't gotta show it all the time. It shows on your face. You know what I mean? You just,
tell them.
For real, like, it shows on your face.
Look at our eyes right here. Yeah. You see it?
Yeah, you ain't gotta represent it all the time. It represents itself from your image, right?
Totally.
So do what you're supposed to do while doing you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
And if I got a message for y'all out there, don't let you being Ethiopian be your personality. Be bigger than that. Let that be a stepping stone to get to that next level. Like, yeah, we're blessed with where we're from, knowing our history, the way we look and all that. But don't just get stuck in that ego. Make something of the opportunity you got.
My name is Theodore Mamo. I'm from LA. Obviously, I'm from Ethiopia originally, but I lived here more than three decades.
Once again, Theodore Mamo is introducing himself as Theodore when his name is Tedros. But it's okay. Out here on NOMADAEUS, we talking to the elders, we talking to the people my age, and we talking to my man right here. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 12 years old. I'm from Long Beach.
And what's your name?
Mati.
Okay, Mati. And what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Abebe. I'm from Ethiopia. I live in LA almost 18 years.
And what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Gatenet, or nickname Babu. Live in LA many years, and I know countless years. Originally from Ethiopia.
So I got a very deep question for you.
Yeah.
You're young, so I know you're smart.
Yeah.
Is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people?
It's productive because like we get to show people like who we are and stuff like that, and like other countries know about us if we're prideful. It's good sometimes, but like I don't want to be too prideful sometimes.
Why?
Because like I'm not the best and everyone's equal.
Totally. Like, how do you think how can pride be counterproductive? Like, how can it hurt us?
if we're like maybe for like disrespecting someone, being prideful, like, oh, I'm the best, who are you, like, yeah, like stuff like that.
All right, I got another deep question for you. A special question. You're the only person I asked this question to this whole time, all right?
All right.
What should we walk with, pride or love?
I feel like love.
Why?
Because some people, you don't know what they're going through.
Yep.
You always gotta show some love. Feel me? Yeah.
You got a wise one right here, man. Shout out to you, Mati, right?
Yeah.
Man, I told you all the youth are smart, man. Much love and respect to you, bro. Give me a hug. Okay, my wala joche. I have a deep question for you guys. As we sit around our meso, we're here for our Ethiopian New Year. And, we're very prideful about Ethiopian New Year because we have our own calendar, right? So here we come to celebrate and we carry this different type of sense of knowledge about ourselves. But to me, I feel like pride is a double-edged sword. So my question to you guys is pride productive or counterproductive for our country and people?
So it's not easy answer or to characterize it whether it's a productive or counterproductive. It's a little bit tricky, but pride in the context of Ethiopia is all what we have. Very uniquely in Ethiopia, very few countries can say or can carry on how proud they are about their country. The famous writer, whether you name it Richard Pankhurst or many, many writers, it is the default as a nickname, the proud people Ethiopian. That is very solid testimony of what Ethiopian are, what we are. But at the same time, for the lack of better expression, the counterproductive comes in, where if the pride is not supported, if the pride is not subsidized with actual coming together and making the difference, is where the problem is. As much as we're proud, we lack working together, making a difference together, making difference collectively. That part is what in my opinion, that's what's missing in the context of Ethiopia. Pride is good, but the pride has to be turned to a positive impact where to make a difference on the ground on a daily basis in Ethiopia.
I totally agree with Teddy. He did put it in a nice way, but I don't know, if you look at the definition of pride, itself has a question itself. The word pride, if you go deep down, it's a mindset of ego. I think, to me, I don't know that much about the production of pride, but I think in our society, I think this point is what we need is humbleness rather than pride. So, I don't know. I always believe pride will shut down our reasoning mind. And that will expose us for, a dangerous situation or a dangerous action. So the word has its own question.
What these very wise men have shared here, I think is very deep and something we really need to understand and sit and talk about. I just want to say, certain people told me not to ask this question today. They told me not to talk about this with this crowd. They told me that might start a controversy. But that's exactly why I'm asking the question. Because we need to have sensitive conversations around sensitive topics. Because if we don't have those conversations, then we're just all left in assumptions about other people. But you saw here on NOMADAEUS, I interviewed a 12-year-old, I interviewed high schoolers, I interviewed adults, and I interviewed my elders. We have to understand each other from the different levels that we have a perspective. And I completely agree with them in the sense that there's a level of pride, but I would rather have knowledge of self. Because with knowledge of self, I can be humble. So thank you guys. Thank you to all of you. So thank you all so much for watching. Much love and respect to you. And from us here at Mesob, Little Ethiopia, Enkutatash. Happy New Year, y'all. Much love.